Silkie Carlo is director of Big Brother Watch UK. Do you see the merit of having any cameras at any place on a school site? Good morning.
Good morning, Nick. I think that a conversation needs to be...
Good Lord, what does that mean? Do you see the merit of it, Silkie Carlo? Yes or no?
There may be, but not at the extent that we're currently seeing. There are thousands of CCTV cameras across schools, inside and outside, but inside it particularly really needs to be questioned. We found 5 years ago that there are 200 in toilets and changing rooms, and that would seem to be absolutely unacceptable. And that's really
when you say in toilets, you mean presumably pointing at the toilet doors, do you? You don't actually mean, where the children perform their functions, do you?
One would certainly hope so, but in any event, to have cameras inside toilets and changing rooms will obviously make children feel watched, and there will always be access to those CCTV feeds, whether it's inside the school or, as we're seeing now, regrettably and unforgivably, being live streamed on the internet.
How is this for me, I thought about this morning when I saw this article. I get that you might want cameras on gates because of anybody who's trying to get in, and indeed if it's controlled from central reception and you want to get in, it's not a bad idea to have a secure gate where someone presses a buzzer and they say, hello, I'm delivering the tomato ketchup, and the man or woman at reception lets them through. But when you start pointing them, as you've just said, at toilet areas or even as just school corridors, why are we monitoring children walking up and down the corridor? I don't get it.
No, I think that's a really good question. It seems absolutely disproportionate, and part of what seems to be this kind of surveillance culture that we have in the UK, but that met with a total failure for basic modern safeguarding, putting passwords on these CCTV feeds, is really, really disgraceful. And schools need to take urgent action, and they should really reconsider why they are spying on children in schools.
Lastly, you see the merit, though. What should be the future for how schools deploy CCTV cameras?
I think they should assess whether the cameras are doing what they intend for them to do. We see in general that surveillance cameras don't reduce problems like crime and bullying, but they may help after the event. But there needs to be a really serious look at whether the millions of pounds that are being spent on these cameras and all of the risks such as we're seeing right now with the live streaming on the internet, whether that really merits the supposed benefits that are being gained from having them. I think that we could probably do without many thousands of surveillance cameras that are inside our schools.
Silkie Carlo is director of Big Brother Watch UK. Thank you for your time.